Greens, everyone. And yes, I was supposed to do a Tom and Jerry movie review, but I'm going to put it on hold for a minute because I want to show you something that I found while I was doing a lot of clear outs in one of my cupboards. I found not one, but two game consoles. And you probably saw in the thumbnail or the title of this video, the game consoles I found is the Nintendo 64 and my GameCube console. So yeah, I'm going to show you this right now, today, on a closer look on Lee's Fun Entertainment. Welcome back. Right, what console shall I show you first? Let's start off with the Nintendo 64. What's going on? It's got a bit of brightness here. Let's turn that down for a bit so you can see it. Well, it's a bit dark. You couldn't really see the N64 logo there. So yeah, let's go to my wonderful green floor, and we're going to take a closer look of my Nintendo 64. Welcome to my floor. Now I need to use two hands for this because I need to get the actual console out. Otherwise, if it's me holding with one hand with the camera and trying to get everything out, it's a nightmare. So anyways, I'm going to be using two hands for this for now. So anyways, let's take a look at the Nintendo 64 bag. Here we go. It's got the N64 logo here. Nicely stitched. There you go, it's the back. Nothing else here. And then it also contains a shoulder strap. You can put that around your shoulder. And then there's the top there. There's a carrying handle. Right, let's take a look at the front, shall we? So on the front here, this is a little zip here. But it's nothing else in here, just empty. But I might put my instruction manuals in there so I can keep it protected. So let's see what's inside this bag, shall we? So let's get this unzipped. We'll show you the first one. So the first one I'm going to show you inside is going to be some games inside. So here they are. So I'm going to be show you them one by one. So here is the first one, Mario Kart 64. Really nice game. Now some of these games are mine, some of these games are my brother's. So here's my brother's game, Pokemon Stadium. Tom and Jerry Fists of Fury. I had another game of this on the PS2. Pilot Wing 64. I've got an instruction manual there as well. I'll show that in just a bit. Here we got 1080. The one game I actually mentioned it in my Super Mario 64 gameplay. And then we got the World Cup 98. What's this? Bio Adventure Racing and Snowboard Kids. So here's the instruction booklets. So here's the one for Pilot Wing 64, Snowboarding Kids, and Bio Adventure Racing. So there you go. All three of these are really good condition. So there you go. So that's all the games inside. Now let's get to the big thing. You ready for this, guys? You ready for the big thing? Wait, where is it? There it is. Is it gonna open? Nope. think I opened the wrong one. Hang on a minute. There we go. So inside, I got the entire console. So I'm going to be showing you them. Take all the straps off. Here is the Nintendo 64 console. I'm going to show you this up close because, you know, it's a closer look. So here we got the Nintendo 64 logo here, and you've got all the 4 controller connectors, I think it was. So here is the front, and there's the top. So there's the inside here. Put your game cartridge in there, and then inside, you can put your expansion pack in it. So here's the expansion pack. So there we go. Got the power switch and the reset button. This is very cool. I didn't know I had another Nintendo 64 here. I mean, when I mentioned it in my Super Mario 64 gameplays, I think it's part 1, I mentioned about I used to have a Nintendo 64 when I was at Nan and Granddad's at the time. And because when I was a kid, every time I go to my Nan and Granddad's, when I have a Sunday dinner or stayed over for the night, I occasionally play my Nintendo 64. Well, not only me, but my brother and my cousins used to play this a lot as we were kids growing up. I mean, I had not played Nintendo 64 for ages. When's the last time I played it in Nan's? I think it's around 2016 or 2017. I think this is where I stopped playing my Nintendo 64, and I have not played it ever since. In 2017, when my Nan and Granddad wasn't feeling too well, rest of our family already did a clear out from Nan and Granddad's, and they got rid of most of my game consoles, such as Nintendo 64, and not only the console, but all of the games. I mean, if I wouldn't know I had a Nintendo 64, I could have actually kept the games. So, oh well, it's done. I think some of these games are gone to other good gamers. But I'm just really bummed out. Because I really want to keep Super Mario 64, because that's the only game I really want to keep in my collection. And there's some other games I could have actually kept, but like Kirby 64, because that game was a bit rare to find, because now the game is in collector's prices. I think it's go about 80 quid. And then there's another game. What is it? I already had 1080, so I don't need to mention 1080. I like to keep... What is this game? Diddy Kong Racing. I could have actually kept Diddy Kong Racing, because that's a good game. But the other games, I wasn't really interested in that. But some of these games I really want to keep, but like I said, all the games are gone now. So the only games I had is these. I only got 8 Nintendo 64 games. So yeah. And here is the controllers. So here is the controller. Got a joystick. Got the D-pads. Got the control buttons, yellow buttons. We got start. We got A and B on the top, and then on the top there it says Nintendo. So we got one controller. I also have another controller, which this time the controller is not that great because it's covered in yellow. Yeah, this is a really old console, by the way. We had this since we were kids. There we go. I'll put these back in just a sec. So yeah, I'm really happy I found my old Nintendo 64. When I saw this in my cupboard, I was like, oh my god, I didn't know I had another Nintendo 64. So I was quite surprised when I found this out, and also I found out about my GameCube as well. Let's move these games out of the way. Not only I had one Nintendo 64 console, but I had not one, but two Nintendo 64 consoles. Here's the story of how do I got these two Nintendo 64 consoles. When I was a kid, I think it must be around about 5 or 6 or 7, I couldn't quite remember now, but I remember I used to break the Nintendo 64 consoles. Like literally, I think I just throw them to the ground, or maybe I just smash them. And then my parents brought a brand new Nintendo 64. Well, I think it's 3 or 4 Nintendo 64s from one of the sellers. So they got the same consoles just in case if one of them breaks or I broke them. But still, these both consoles work actually, because I didn't know we had another Nintendo 64 console. So we test all 3 of them, and all 3 of them worked. So what am I gonna do with these two, if you may ask? Well, I'm keeping one Nintendo 64 console. The other 2 are going to sell on eBay. And then they've also got the controllers inside. There's another spare leads in here. There we go. I'll put these other 2 consoles back in at the end of the video. So there you go, that's my Nintendo 64. Stick around for part 2, where we're going to be taking a look at my GameCube. So, I'll see you guys in part 2. See you soon.